So 2014, my first honorable mention is another Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow. This one was one of those time, live, die, repeat, his day repeated as he's trying to figure out a way to defeat these aliens that they're fighting. This was really good. The action was good. The acting was good. Cinematography was great. Just a really fun film. It's not my favorite. Like I said, my favorite Tom Cruise movie is Oblivion, but this one is certainly a really good entry on his filmography list. Okay, next one. Next honorable mention is The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I like this movie a whole lot more than I thought I would. I mean, I didn't think I would dislike it, but I really, really liked it. I like Training Day too, but I think I like this one better than Training Day because in this one he's a good guy. I don't like to see Denzel being a bad guy because I like Denzel. Anyway, really good movie. He plays this guy that's helping this girl out who's in trouble, like this teenage girl, and very well done, and I do recommend it. Okay, moving on. Obviously I recommend it if it's on my list. Guardians of the Galaxy. I didn't know anything about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was getting this movie mixed up with another movie that had Guardian or Guardians in the name. It was about a bunch of owls. So for a while, I just didn't realize what this was about. I was hearing a lot of buzz about it, and then of course when it came out, it got these great reviews, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll go see it. I wasn't even going to go see it at first. I don't know. Went to go see it, and a whole lot of fun. Obviously, most of you guys have probably seen this, so there's really not much to say about it. I loved the character dynamics, the way they interacted with each other. So much personality here. And one of my favorite scenes in here was the Kevin Bacon with sticks up their butts. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I don't know, little silly things like that really crack me up. Okay, moving on to the next one. X-Men Days of Future Past. So yeah, the timeline's all wonky. People haven't aged the way they should age if this is really supposed to take place in a certain time. But it's time travel, and it's the X-Men. And I have liked most of the X-Men movies, not all of them. I was not crazy about Apocalypse. And I started to watch that latest one, Dark Phoenix. Was that what it was called? Ugh, no, I can't. Number one, I think Sophie Turner, isn't that her name? The chick from Game of Thrones. I think she was a horrible choice for Jean Grey. Horrible. And that's one of the reasons why I wasn't crazy about Apocalypse. But I didn't mind Apocalypse so much. But when I started watching this other one, it's like, oh gosh, no. Gotta stop. Too much woke silliness in that thing for me. And by that point, Mystique was getting annoying to me. And Jennifer Lawrence in general was getting annoying to me. And that whole narrative, that whole little preachy thing she did to Professor X about, seems that we're always saving your butt. We should call this the X-Women, not the X. I was like, oh, shut up, woman. What about all these times when the men have saved your butt and Charles is in a wheelchair because he stepped in front of a bullet to save somebody and you're sitting there preaching? Oh, I can't. And I was like, nope. So when okay, I'm going to spoil it. She gets killed in the she gets killed in the Dark Phoenix one, and I wasn't sad at all. Anyway, but I do like this movie. I feel like this one was well done. Like I said, the time travel aspect really makes me like it a lot just because I like that sort of thing, and, more of the characters that we like to watch. So that's why this one makes the list for 2014 honorable mention. Okay, moving on. Okay. This one, obviously, by now you're detecting a pattern with the Hunger Games, right? So you know that the one for next year is going to have part 2. So part 1, I liked it. I felt like, as I said before, it really should have been combined into one movie. I wouldn't have minded one 3-hour movie, but it really was unnecessary to do what they did. But because I do like the series quite a bit, I felt like I wanted to include this in my honorable mention list. I believe the next one coming up is going to be this next one coming up is going to be one that almost tied to be first, but I decided no, the one that's first, I actually do like it quite a bit more. So the next one, Odd Thomas. Odd Thomas is a series of books written by Dean Koontz, and it's about this guy who can communicate or see ghosts They don't talk to him, but he carries on conversations with them, and they help him solve like different mysteries or whatever, and they hang around him. Elvis is always hanging around him, stuff like that. Anyway, this movie was an adaptation of the first book in the series. Sadly, they couldn't make any more, not just because of this poor guy's passing, but also because something was going on with like the production company and lawsuits or whatever. And so, when this one was made, it was like there probably wasn't going to be any more. And then of course, once he passed, there would be no more with him in it. But I like this one because I feel like, well, he was a perfect choice for this character. Now, when I listened to the books, I didn't really have his face in my head. I listened to the books before I saw the movie. But when I saw he was cast and I watched the movie, he was wonderful in this part. And the movie itself was a very good adaptation of the book. I do recommend this. A lot of fun. Okay, my number one movie for 2014 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I did not put the first Captain America in my list of favorites for 2011 because I was disappointed in that movie. Didn't like it as much as I was hoping to. So, when this one came around, it was so good. It was so good. I loved the character dynamic, all of this stuff. I loved the whole thing about, these two friends and they're at odds with each other. And of course, Bucky, he's lost his memory. He's completely changed from what he used to be, but he's totally badass. Just the action scenes in here were so good. The acting was really good. The score was good. The cinematography. I have no real complaints about this movie other than the fact that Scarlett Johansson was in it. But like I said in other videos, she's grown on me, so I don't really mind her so much. But that still didn't take away from the fact that this is my absolute favorite movie of 2014 and my absolute favorite MCU movie of all time. I did not know the story of the Winter Soldier. My brother spoiled it for me. I wasn't reading comics anymore, or I had not been a Captain America comic reader, so I did not know that his friend Bucky was the Winter Soldier. Now, I wish I'd gone into this movie not knowing it, but when we saw a trailer, my brother spoiled it. He said, "You know who that guy is, don't you?" Well, I thought he meant the actor. I said, "No, who is he?" "He's his friend Bucky." So I flipped out a little. "Why would you tell me that? I didn't want to know that." He's like, "Everybody knows that." I didn't know that. So anyway, I digress. Great movie. Love it. Okay, moving on to the next year. Okay, 2015. This list is a little shorter. Ant-Man. I initially wasn't super excited about Ant-Man. This is my honorary mention, obviously. I wasn't super excited about the whole idea of Ant-Man. It was okay. But, because by this point, I'm really into the MCU. And so I'm like, I'm going to go see the movies, because it's MCU and it all is linking together and everything. So I went to go see this. A lot of fun. Paul Rudd is perfect in this part. And just the comedic tone of these Ant-Man movies are a lot of fun. Now, in the later, one of my later lists, I do not have Ant-Man and the Wasp on there. I don't know exactly why. It's okay, but I like the first one more. So, I'm trying to just instinctively, oh yeah, I really like that. That's a movie I'd like to see again and again. So like I said, tomorrow my list may be altered a little, but for right now, as of the filming of this is the way it is. So Ant-Man makes my honorary mention list for 2015. Next one. Obviously, Mockingjay Part 2. Not much more to say about that, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. There's another pattern here if you haven't been able to tell. The Mission Impossible movies make my list of, honorary mentions for pretty much every year they come out because they're so good. I really like this this franchise. Tom Cruise has done an excellent job, and the writers do a really good job too. Not counting the second entry, all the other movies are very solid. So there's that one. Okay, I believe the next one is going to be my favorite for the year. This one, Jurassic World. Now the thing about 2015, I had trouble picking a favorite because I like all of these. So I don't know, honestly, you could switch all of these up. So I would say, while I say this is my favorite of 2015, it's not like firm favorite. It could be switched around. But this one was a very fun movie. I feel like it kickstarted the franchise, brought it back again, and made it fun. Then the second one was not that good. So that was a disappointment. I hope that the third one will be an improvement over the second. So anyway, okay, there's that for 2015. I'm going to move on to 2016.